it started with an inbound kind of, request back in the summer of 23. And it kind of led into some discussions about needing to bring up a cluster extremely fast. I recall those discussions very vividly.
Right.
Because the timeline requested was interesting, to say the least, I think, in terms of how much time they needed to get a cluster up and running. And it started small. I think we started with a smaller cluster and we built from there. It was really, truly a pleasure to work with that team. What I really appreciated from the relationship with Together was this alignment on values. I think the best relationships and partnerships work off of alignment on values, alignment on culture, and their view of how to serve the market, how to address the needs of the market, very much aligned with ours. And it just kind of grew from there, from the speed at which they need the clusters, the reliability they need to offer, and the flexibility, which I think is essential in the world we live in today, where you see how technology is advancing and how fast. And we heard a lot in the GTC conference. You need to be able to adapt quickly,
right,
and address those needs. And I think we work well together in that sense, that we understand that problem and we adapt very well to it.
Yeah, and for us, I think when we got in touch with Hypertech, we are working with a number of partners where it became very clear very quickly that your capabilities, the competence of the team, the ability to execute and deliver on both on somewhat insane timelines and with high quality, and also a view towards sort of managing the cost of these projects and making these data center builds sort of economically rational for our business. So we found all those aspects really compelling, and obviously from that day of building that small cluster, we are now talking about some very, very large projects together.
I completely agree. I think that the essence of what you just mentioned, I think when you look at cost, speed, reliability, with the context of constantly changing technology, is really the big challenge that we address together very well. And what I really like about our relationship is that we're very much focused on the data center. We're very much focused on the compute network and storage side, and optimizing that layer, and using our decades of experience doing this,
right,
in being able to extract that cost and performance and speed that you need to be able to address the market. While you guys are taking it to another level in the sense that you're optimizing with software to extract more out of those chips for your end users. So I think it's a very complementary type of relationship where we feed off each other and we enhance our offerings together, which I think is the key to it.
And I think success in AI infrastructure is going to sort of require this optimization at every level. Starting from the design of data centers, the design of the cooling systems, to design of these clusters, to the sort of work that we do around writing more efficient kernels that can do the linear algebra of models, the mechanics of it, improving how workloads are distributed, how you can really achieve, as Jensen was describing in his keynote, how you can achieve the most yield and throughput out of these AI factories. So this is a multifaceted problem that really has to be solved effectively at every layer. And I feel that the partnership we have created, we are able to really kind of go from powered LAN all the way to APIs in the most sort of efficient way possible, which is very meaningful to our customers.